Welcome to Vinyl Encounters of the Rewind. I'm your host, Selected J Cut. This is my video blog where I talk about music, records, and the artists who make them. This is episode 3. On 1 and 2, I covered On You Sound and Adrian Sherwood and Lee Scratch Perry, respectively. This time around, the focus is on bassist and producer extraordinaire Bill Laswell. Even if the name is unfamiliar to you, you've undoubtedly heard his work. Herbie Hancock's Rocket, Modest Yahoo's King Without a Crown, and Time Zone's World Destruction, which you're hearing right now, they're all examples. He's crossed and mashed up genres such as avant jazz, no wave, electro, funk, punk, metal, hip hop, disco, dub, dancehall, drum and bass, ambient, world music of many cultures, and he's never afraid to experiment on solo albums, groups he's played with such as Material, Praxis, the Golden Palominos, production for Celluloid Records from the 80s to Axiom Records in the 90s to more current stuff from MOD Technologies. It's an enormous discography which would be very hard to cover all of, but I'm going to give you a small sample of it. I'm going to start with David Byrne and Brian Eno's My Life in a Bush of Ghosts from 1981. And I better get to it before this cat goes crazy on the record.
America is waiting for a message of some sort or another.
Laswell helped arrange and play bass on this one. Also from this period, we have Memory Serves, which featured Fred Frith of Henry Cow. There's another one called One Down that featured a young Whitney Houston. Also with Material, Bill produced Change the Beat, which was B-side, featuring Fat Pot Freddy, a big hip-hop hit. The Golden Palominos' eponymous debut is a great example of his early production genius. I'll play a tune from it right now.
Taking it again, taking it again. Well, now, we ought to be mad at the government, not mad at the people.
Percussion of David Moss, alto sax and clarinet from John Zorn. Also Fred Frith and Arto Lenzi are on this album. By 1983, he was working with Africa Bambaataa and Bernard Fowler with Shango, this track Zulu Groove. He also teamed up with Herbie Hancock that year to make Future Shock, which of course features Rocket. It also has Sly Dunbar on a couple tracks, playing drums. Sound system is also Laswell produced.
Automatic push button remote control, synthetic genetics command your soul. Automatic push button remote control, synthetic genetics command your soul.
1984 was the debut from Praxis, which is a long-running project he's been involved with. It's led to collaborations with guitar legend Buckethead, Grand Mixer DXT, Bernie Worrell of P-Funk. Let's see here. Jala Luden, aka Lightning Rod of the Last Poets, teamed up with Grand Mixer DST to make a remake of Mean Machine, apocalyptic hip-hop classic right here. And another one, Time Zone, which brought together Africa Bambaataa and the legendary John Lydon, aka Johnny Rotten, Sex Pistols, PIL, World Destruction. That's one that I've loved since I was a child.
Speaking of double speak.
On the jazz tip, he appeared on his David Moss LP Full House, real experimental music, concrete type stuff. The excellent Basslines LP, and he also produced for Laurie Anderson, Mr. Heartbreak. Got some collaborations on this one. We got Nile Rodgers on there, Peter Gabriel, and on this track we're about to play, legendary one, that's Burroughs.
Sun's going down like a big bald head, disappearing behind the boulevard. It's Sharky's night. Yeah, it's Sharky's night tonight. And the manager says, Sharky, he's not at his desk right now. Should I take a message? Sharky says, hey, Kamasabe, long time no see. He says, hey, sport, you connect the dots, you pick up the pieces. He says, you know, I can see two tiny pictures of myself, and there's one in each of your eyes. And they're doing everything I do. Every time I light a cigarette, they light up theirs. I take a drink, and I look again, and they're drinking too. It's driving me crazy. It's driving me nuts.
Dancehall King Yellowman enlisted Mr. Laswell for the songs Disco Reggae and Strong Me Strong off of his King Yellowman LP. Got the 12 inch as well. Then he teamed up with the reggae's dynamic duo of drum and bass, Sly and Robbie, did The Language Barrier and Rhythm Killers, pushing the boundaries of dub and reggae and funk with the likes of Ron Z, Shinehead, got Africa Bambaataa, Bernie Worrell, and others.
Could be wrong, I could be right. Could be wrong.
The Golden Palominos, Visions of Excess, and Blast of Silence LPs found them collaborating with Michael Stipe of REM and John Lydon again, who would enlist Laswell to produce the album PIL, as well as the Rise single, which you're hearing right now. He also did a couple tracks off of Mick Jagger's She's the Boss LP, and he did an MC5 cover, Kick Out the Jams, on this Africa Bambaataa and Family Beware, The Funk Is Everywhere, as well as a couple songs off of this album, The Light. The late 80s, early 90s brought about some of his most interesting work to me. With Yellow Magic Orchestra's Ryuichi Sakamoto, he did the Neo Geo LP. There's also the SXL album, which is a collaborative effort with a Korean percussion group called Samonori. That song ventured further into world music, combining reggae rhythms and bass lines, making way for the ambient dub from bands like The Orb, and also the coming sound of jungle and drum and bass. There's also the Bill Laswell Hear No Evil LP. Play a tune off of that one called Assassin. I don't have the 1989 Material album, Seven Souls. I have the 12-inch for Equation and then Effect, which saw him once again collaborating with Ron Z, Saturday Night Burroughs again. He's also remixed and revamped Drum and Bass, Digital Era. This is 98. It's called Road to Western Lands. The Third Power LP was released in 1991 and features Sly and Robbie, Shabba Ranks, the Jungle Brothers. It's got P-Funk and Last Poets songs. They also did the Mantra 12-inch, which features remixes by The Orb for that world ambient dub sound. From the LP Burning World, I have the Saved 12-inch by Swans. And then he also produced Undertow by Blind Idiot God. This is an amazing album, and it's hard to pick a song to play off of it. I've selected Major Key Dub.
Have any words of advice for young people?
I'm just hearing music.
Well, here are a few simple admonitions for young and old. Never interfere in a boy and girl fight. Beware of whores who say they don't want money. The hell they don't. What they mean is they want more money, much more. If you are doing business with a religious son of a bitch, get it in writing. His word isn't worth shit, not with the good Lord telling him how to fuck you on the deal. Words of advice for young people.
That was another collaboration with William S. Burroughs, that time with Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy, on Words of Advice for Young People. That was off the Spirit Us Annie and Other Tales LP. Also have this a cappella album, Umar bin Hassan. It's called Bebop or Be Dead. Altered Beats, a couple cuts off of a compilation, a bunch of DJ remixes. And what you're hearing right now is the rework he did of Bob Marley and the Wailers' Exodus. It was off of an album called Dreams of Freedom. The Oscillations LP features explorations into drum and bass and jungle, which he followed up with The Sacred System, which was another project of his. This is chapter 2. I also have this Interrhythmic Foundation. This one features Jah Wobble, The Public Image Limited, Invaders of the Heart. This is off of a collaboration he did with Style Scott, the drummer of Roots Radix Dub Syndicate. It's called Bill Laswell meets Style Scott in a Dub Meltdown. It's from '97. This track's called Melting Pot Dub. Crazy Wisdom Masters is a project he did with the Jungle Brothers. It's the 10-inch I have from the Black Hoods label. In 2001, he teamed up with Herbie Hancock again, did the Essence with Shaka Khan doing vocals on this 12-inch. There was also the LP, it's called Future to Future. This is the B-side of the Modest Yahoo King Without a Crown single. It's a used dub version.
I rise again.
MOD Technologies is the label of his recent releases. 2011 saw the Upset Lee Scratch Perry release Rise Again. There's also been releases from John Baptiste, Methods of Defiance, Garrison Hawk with Sly and Robbie that have not been put out on vinyl yet, as well as an album called Funkonomic with Bernie Worrell and Karsh Kale, and one called Bass Culture, a single with Jaw Wobble, Robbie Shakespeare, Bootsy Collins, and Gabe Katz of Blind Idiot God. Those have all not been released on vinyl yet, but I'd love to see some future releases, so we'll see what happens. He has an all-star lineup for real genre mashup with the latest Praxis album, which is on the MOD Technologies label. It's called Profanation, Preparation for a Coming Darkness. And he's worked with Iggy Pop on there, Killer Priest, Buckethead, Grandmaster, Grand Mixer DXT, Dr. Israel, Hawkman, Mike Patton, just to name a few. There's a long list on the cover. And I'll play a tune off of that one for you called Worship.
See them all a try pull out done, bad man don't see them, think we are fuck with them. Who them want confront them, done must see why we mass and a hunt, we are hunt for them. One thing with them, when a laugh bad man don't run, figure but sing up with them. This is the done fall of the kingdom, if it's war then the fight is for freedom. With a revolution conclusion, dispute the truth to the illusion. How dare them a find persecution, from who right and from who wrong. From the weak will be strong, you be wrong. Tell me what I've got to run from, tell me what to see when I can see. Tell me what to think when I think.
also done work with Woodsy Collins, Ginger Baker, Fela Kuti, Iggy Pop, Motorhead, The Ramones, Peter Gabriel, too many more to mention here. But I've given you a small taste of his work. Hope you've enjoyed it. That's going to conclude the show for today. Be sure and tune in to the next episode of Vinyl and Cameras of the Rewind. Peace.